Hey guys, and welcome to my Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 2018 trailer analysis. D23 delivered with a whole lot of news and technically 2 new trailers. We have the Monsters Inc trailer, which has the bulk of everything new, and then we have the Don't Think Twice trailer, which features Utada Hikaru's new song for the game, and in that one we get a bunch of updated, familiar looking scenes and interactions for the most part, and then one very new scene at the end. We'll be talking about everything worthwhile from both trailers, so no need to worry. Let's get into it. Whoa! Alright, looks like Sora has rediscovered his little attitude and fire he had in the old days of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And I mean, that's not to say it was completely absent in, say, Dream Drop Distance, but as you'll see as the trailer progresses, Sora's sort of teasing, savage personality towards the villains I think has made a significant return, and I'm nothing but happy to see the Sora I know and love back at it again. And boom! Sora, Donald, and Goofy are in the Tangled World Kingdom of Corona, and they run into Marluxia. It was strongly hinted before that Marluxia would make a return when the nobodies that resembled him have appeared in this very world in previous trailers, so him being the organization member for this world all falls into place. Kingdom Hearts 3 so far has definitely shown a trend of having one organization member appear for each Disney world. And there it is, just another example of what I mean by Sora's attitude being back. This line here has got a lot of speculation in the community, and I've seen people go as far as to look at the Japanese wording Marluxia uses here and say that him saying the only organization is some kind of mistranslation. Because Marluxia says the only organization in this trailer, coupled with him not having orange Xehanort eyes yet, many people are speculating that Marluxia here is not part of the actual Organization 13 and is running something else entirely. And there may be good reason to believe he's not involved with Xehanort's plan, considering Marluxia during Chain of Memories betrayed the organization, so why would Xehanort want him back again? It's certainly some food for thought, but the subtitles here given by Square are likely the subtitles of the actual English script, so I'm not going to be digging too deep into the whole mistranslation stuff. The closest we have to any official word on his stance in the organization was in the Famitsu D23 news recap, with the little blurb that does say both Marluxia and Vanitas joined the true Organization 13. Quick side note, a lot of people have been noticing Sora's eyes in this scene being a little more greenish, and I don't know what to make of this really. If you want to think wild, you can think it has some kind of relation to Ventus being within his heart, but for me, I'll just chalk it up to the lighting and environment until further notice. And of course, Sora, Donald, and Goofy have no memory of Marluxia because their memories were wiped at the end of Chain of Memories. Hopefully in Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora finds a way to remember again and have some kind of revelation, as I think that would be really entertaining, maybe while searching for Ventus in a Castle Oblivion world or something. Next we get a little Toy Story scene that seems to take place near the start of that world. I don't know quite exactly where this would take place, as I do believe the little scene from the D23 Anaheim trailer last year was the first scene of the world, but I do think this has to be somewhere near the beginning. Up next, we got a new world reveal, and it is of course Monsters Inc. Notice that Sora, Donald, and Goofy are entering Monsters Inc. at nighttime, which means it's likely after hours. Tasha Sonard on Twitter, who is Pixar's Kingdom Hearts 3 consultant, has confirmed that Monsters Inc. will also be having an original story and will not be directly following the movie plot. So I will be referencing spoilers from the Monsters Inc. movie plot as we move forward. Speaking of those spoilers, there are many hints that this world is taking place after the events of Monsters Inc. and the first one is here. There's a little ladder structure here going up to the "We scare because we care" slogan on the building. It's likely that this is here because they are in the process of removing the whole scare theme from the company in favor of making kids laugh. Here are the new monster designs, and can I just say, Goofy! Goofy's design absolutely kills me, guys. All the faces he makes, his eyes, it's just hilarious to me. Donald is pretty funny too, I like it. Sora, I'd say to me, has the weakest design, and I hate saying that because he's my favorite, obviously, but hey, we can't win them all. Not saying it's bad, but it's my least favorite out of the three. Now notice Mike and Sully are playing with Boo after hours, which is probably something they shouldn't be doing as humans are not allowed to be in the monster world, presumably even after the end of the first movie. At the end of the movie, Mike rebuilds Boo's door and Sully is able to visit Boo once again, and that's where the movie just ends. If I had to guess, during this reunion Sully has with her, something happens and she slips into the monster world again, and that's where this world takes place? That would explain Mike getting anxious about Sora, Donald, and Goofy seeing the kid. Regardless of monsters now knowing that making kids laugh is much more powerful for getting energy, they still should not be slipping into the monster world. In the movie, humans were regarded as dangerous creatures, and although it was somewhat proven wrong during the movie with how close Boo got to the monsters, I want to guess that a lot of monsters after the movie would still be afraid of kids. I'm not sure exactly.
Konnichiwa. 俺はSoraだよ。君は人間を見ても平気なんだね。マイクはザスケ。違うよブー。俺がマイクだよ。マイクはザスケ。俺はサリーで、こいつは知ってるって。マイクはゾースキーだろ。
Yo, Sora's personality is back. Sorry, I get hyped over the dumbest things, but God, I love this. Also, Donald back here is looking for something. Either Boo disappeared, which did happen a lot, and I mean a lot in Monsters Inc., so that's very likely, or he doesn't know where Goofy went for some reason, and we all know you never want to let this abomination run loose on its own. I don't know what it is, but there's times in this trailer where Sora's model specifically doesn't look completely polished. Just tiny things, like his belly area here having a weird color change, and at the very end, part of his hair just has this white speck on it that's not colored. And no, that's not a lighting reflection, it's just some weird discoloration. Hopefully they touch up the little things as we get closer to release. Alright, and now we move on to the gameplay, woo! Well, I do want to say I don't think there's an abundance of hidden stuff to find in the gameplay this time around. It does seem a bit tame and straightforward, but of course that doesn't mean I haven't picked out some interesting finds for you all. I dug deep, as always. We begin with this little segment of the party on a rooftop. Mike and Sully have been added to the party, and it seems 5-person parties will be a common thing in Kingdom Hearts 3 at this point. If we look at the bottom left, ooh, themed command menus are back, and for every single world they show in both of the new trailers, it looks very awesome. I was beginning to think they were giving up on the whole themed command menus thing as we were getting closer and closer to release with none of that in sight, but hey, we got them. There's a helicopter up top there that we see searching for something. In the Japanese trailer, we can see more clearly this is a CDA helicopter. CDA is directly from the movie Monsters Inc. and it stands for Child Detection Agency. These guys were basically the highly trained professionals who decontaminated, quarantined whatever monsters when they came into contact with dangerous human substances, as well as the ones who were searching for the child on the loose for the entirety of the film. I assume that a majority of this world's plot will be keeping Boo hidden from them and trying to find a way to send her home safely and in a discreet manner. Sora jumps through this hole and falls even though there was a very clear sign right there that said fall hazard. Come on, Sora. And does that diving mechanic again. It's unclear whether or not you can fall into these other areas or if this is a very restricted fall. Oh right, did I forget to mention that Sora is using a new Monsters Inc Keyblade. There it is. Funny enough, the Keyblade has Boo's door on it, so if the plot of this world has something to do with finding Boo's door to send her home, this trailer makes it look like Sora had it the whole time. But, of course, you probably unlock this Keyblade after the world, so whatever. In here, we get our first combat scene. First off, in various clips of only the Monsters Inc. world, we see Sora and the rest of his party at different times have this sparkly status effect on them. I don't recognize it, so I'm not sure what it means exactly. It could be a Monsters Inc. world exclusive scare factor type of thing, or a general status effect we see throughout all of Kingdom Hearts 3. You'll notice on the scare floor here that there are balloons and fun happy smile decorations everywhere. This is a clear signal that the world is taking place after the events of the Monsters Inc. movie, like I speculated earlier, as the scare floor only began looking like this at the end of the movie when the monsters discovered that making kids laugh was much more efficient than scaring them. The big thing about the Monsters Inc. world is that the Unversed are back. In this scene, we see the Floods from Birth by Sleep make their triumphant return, but we'll also see two brand new Unversed. This snail crab monster-like creature thing, and these little squiggly snake looking guys that look like they're straight out of the Now That We're Men number from the SpongeBob movie. Both of these have the Unversed symbol on their bodies. It looks like MP bubbles have had their design slightly updated, now showing a darker blue bubble with a faint red ring inside of it. It's very hard to see in the English version here, but in the Japanese trailer you can see this big Unversed has a second form when you get its health low enough to where it puffs up and gains all that nice weight and starts bouncing around the arena to attack. Pretty cool. Now we get to see the level 1 Keyblade transformation for this new Keyblade, Quick Claws. Quick Claw combos hit a wide area and have a lot of motion. This combo style is very similar to Hyper Hammer, I want to say, with its radius and movement. Because of this, I want to say this is a power form transformation, more on the nature of forms later, but Sora's monster design turns yellowish with purple stripes, which yellowish I guess would signal guard form. Nothing about this appears defensive though, so I wouldn't want to believe that this is guard form right now. Sora's HUD picture gets a red color over it, which that combined with the combo style looking very similar to Hyper Hammer, if I had to call any form for this, I'd say Sora is in power form right now. Either that or it's a new form that we don't know of, but for now I'm sticking to thinking it's power form. In the next scene, right away we see Sora has the aiming reticle and is dropping down to grab the door. This reticle is just lingering because Sora used the take cover command, which you'll see in a few seconds. Besides that, looking around, this room looks massive. It looks like there's tons of little platforms to explore and it's a very vertical area. Makes me think of kind of like the post office area in Traverse Town from Dream Drop Distance, but on a whole new scale. Wow. After Sora drops down and grabs a door, he now has the option to go back up to Rail Slide. Clearly what you're supposed to do in this segment is drop down to avoid that thunder that slides along the rails and then go back up and slide when you can. Notice how when Sora goes back up with the rail slide command, he goes into the same sliding and shooting state we saw in the last trailer, but there are two key differences, or I guess maybe improvements you can say here. Firstly, the animation when you jump and land on the rail slide is a lot smoother. Previously, we saw Sora go into a little transitional animation that looked slightly clunky and was closer to the Dream Drop Distance rail animation. This one, it seems like he adjusts to the rail right away, which is a lot better. Let's hope that the smoother transition isn't because he activated it through a triangle command, and that they actually improve the transition overall whether or not you're jumping on through a command. The other weird difference is last time when Sora went into this rail sliding state, his commands went away, and he had limited options of Blaster, Super Slide, and Jump. This controls panel is now gone in the new trailer, and now the normal command menu stays throughout. I assume you would still get Blaster by hitting attack and Super Slide by hitting square while on the rail, but with your full commands available, does that mean that they changed it now so we can, say, cast magic spells and whatnot while sliding? Who knows, but it may be possible now. In the distance, you can see that these new Heartless appear. These are blue Heartless that use some kind of, I don't know what to really call it, photon-looking energy with their attacks and movement. It's a pretty cool design, I like it. Our next scene, we get some action in the Rapunzel World, and wow, this world is beautiful. I think it's the most beautiful looking world we have seen in Kingdom Hearts 3 so far. I'm a sucker for detailed grassland environments, I guess. So first off, both Rapunzel and Flynn are party members. Flynn uses the frying pan and Rapunzel uses her hair, I guess. Looks like after 2 years of development, they finally got the hair right. Thank you, Roy. We also see that Sora uses a new Keyblade. This is presumably the Tangled Keyblade. Oh, did I not tell you guys to pay attention to Donald yet? Well, you see this little thunder strike here? This was casted by Donald. In all of the trailers, we have seen Sora using at least tier 3 magic Firaga, Blizzaga, Thundaga, and it's all extremely powerful looking, and it's likely they only gave Sora these high level spells to make these trailers look more flashy, when in reality they are of course endgame spells. This is the first trailer I've seen where they did not give Donald high level spells, so whenever Donald casts magic, he casts lower level magic, like this Thunder here, which may be basic Thunder or Thundara at most. It's really neat to get a peek at what the lower level spells look like, considering even in 0.2 all we got were higher level ones. And so once again we see Sora's combo is 1 basic attack and 3 finishers, so he's operating with the setup of 1 negative combo and 2 finishing plus. A lot of people ask me what I think of combos in the recent trailers, and to be honest, I can't really tell you anything because of them showing off combos in this way. We only get to see 1 normal attack and then a lot of consecutive finishers, and it's not entirely fair to judge combo fluidity based on finishers only. I think they look good, but I can't tell you exactly because we aren't seeing a very natural combo. Like, if I copied this and put this setup on in Kingdom Hearts 2, it would look slower in that game too, because Sora is just doing a bunch of heavy finishers with us having no idea what the in-between hits look like. Rapunzel has a spinny attack with her hair that reminds me of Goofy's tornado moves. She seems like she'll be useful. Sora shows off once again that we can cancel our combos with dodge roll. Very cool. What's really crazy is Rapunzel here. She's stealing the show. We can see that they programmed her in a way to where she fights using the environment to her advantage. She puts her hair up on trees and uses it to swing around and attack the Heartless. This is wild. Like, I've never seen party members using the environment like this before, and I think it's exciting. I also like how when she hits enemies, the little sun family symbol emits as her particle effect. Nice touch. In the next scene, we get an even better look at Rapunzel's hair swing attack, and a better look at Flynn's special attack, which was kinda hard to see before. He rides on a barrel, trampling on Heartless, and oh boy, isn't he just having the time of his life. When Sora gets enough hits, he unlocks the situation command for Mirage Staff, which is this Keyblade's transformation. Let's take a look at what that is. Oh wow, look, it's Wisdom form from Kingdom Hearts 2. I think it's really cool that they have a transformation that looks like a direct callback to the style of one of the old Kingdom Hearts 2 forms, and it would be really neat to see every form from Kingdom Hearts 2 make an appearance in one way or another. So anyways, now we need to touch up on forms a little bit. Notice Sora's blue outfit. It is the same magic form that we saw when he went into the double arrow guns in the last trailer. If you saw my last trailer analysis, I explained a theory of mine where I said that there will be a certain number of baseline form types, such as Power Form, Guard Form, and Magic Form, but these forms will reappear over multiple Keyblades and apply to multiple transformations depending on the Keyblade's type. Well, it looks like this theory is true. The magic form being exactly the same for Mirage Staff and double arrow guns means that this Keyblade and the other Star Keyblade are both magic type Keyblades, and when they transform they bring Sora into this blue form outfit. So with this information you can expect us to see new transformations with other Keyblades that use recurring forms like Guard Form, which we've only seen with Counter Shield beforehand, or Power Form, which we've only seen with Hyper Hammer. In the next scene, we can see that swimming is back. Cool. In the Japanese trailer, you can see that Sora's Mirage Staff transformation is wearing off right before he enters the water. I wonder if him getting near the water forced him out of the transformation, or if it was just wearing off naturally as he approached the water. Speaking of water, I need to go get some. Alright, I'm back. Speaking of water, now we see the animation for Sora summoning Ariel. Ariel looks so great in these graphics, I love it. This is our first time ever seeing a traditional type of summon in Kingdom Hearts 3. It has been revealed that Ariel is part of the Link command, which was the mysterious 4th command on our menu that we've seen in the past 3 trailers now. Sadly, we don't see any footage of how Ariel is used, and since she is just a summon Link for now, it does not necessarily mean Atlantica is a world in this game, so don't worry if you're the type of person to worry about Atlantica being in the game. The Link command seems to be a summon, but also a more fully realized version of the D-Link system from Birth by Sleep. At least in name and in startup animation. This screenshot revealed from Square Enix shows Sora's startup animation for activating the Link is identical to Ventus's D-Link command loading animation in Birth by Sleep. So I do vaguely recall some interview where Nomura said he wanted D-Links to be actual summons in Birth by Sleep, but since there was limited power on the PSP, he had it so you only took the character's commands. Maybe the Kingdom Hearts 3 version of Link is a more proper realization of the old D-Link vision from Birth by Sleep, but take my word on that with a grain of salt. Up next is Sora in a fight with nobodies. We can see here that the Dusk nobodies are there as well as the new scythe-wielding nobodies that we last saw in the Jump Festa 2015 trailer. Sora is doing Mirage Staff's shot lock attack, which appears to be called Spectral Rays, and it's quite a spectacle. If we look carefully during the fast animations, you can see that in the background environment there are these little nobody-themed portal things flying around. The little vines coming out are very reminiscent of the vines you used to do the reversal command in all sorts of situations in Kingdom Hearts 2 when fighting certain nobodies. It also looks similar to the little floating thing that you could learn jumps off of that came off of Dragoons in Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know what exactly these things are in terms of Kingdom Hearts 3. Could be a plot element, could be a little thing that the Marluxia Scythe nobodies install to the environment to do something. Hey, I mean, maybe there are even Dragoons in this fight that we can't see in the frame, but I doubt that. Whatever these suspicious little nobody things are floating around, they're present and it's easy to miss with all the flashy stuff going around. Next, we get to see the Mirage Staff's finish command, which is interesting. Does Mirage Staff not have a level 2 transformation, or is it just not unlocked yet or something? Well, regardless, the finisher has Sora summon a giant tower. I get it, because Rapunzel is a tower. And at the top, Sora and 2 magic Sora clones, I don't know, do a Trinity limit that shines down on all the enemies. The hits seem to randomly shine down and it looks like it could miss a lot, not targeting the enemies precisely. I hope that's not the case and that it's just a cosmetic animation. I also wonder how this would look in a smaller area. This is a very open outside area right here. But what if Sora's doing this finish in a building? If he's in a more closed area, will the tower not stretch to be as tall to fit? Just some random thoughts. Now we transition to some Toy Story scenes and get a new look at Hyper Hammer. And our boys are in some kind of ball pit room. This is likely one of the floors of Galaxy Toys, as Nomura said it would have multiple levels. Sora activates Attraction Flow and we get our first look at the teacups since E3 2015. It's officially called Mad Teacups and now we get to see the HUD options for it, which seem to be only Cup Slide or Cancel. I definitely think a finish command would come up after you do enough hits. Also notice activating Attraction Flow took no resources from Sora and was likely just a pop-up from a situation command. I swear, if I had to compare Attraction Flow to anything, I think it's going to be most similar to Reality Shift from Dream Drop Distance. Mark my words. We'll see when the game is out, but that's my stance on it for now. The cups seem to surround one central target but pull all the other enemies in with area of effect damage. Funny how the central target in this trailer is a ball. One cool little detail we can see here is that they updated the large body's angry animation. You know, when you get a large body's HP low and it starts doing new attacks. They now have it so he glows red while getting angry, similar to enemies in Dream Drop Distance when you put them in a rage state. In the next cut, it looks like they're in some kind of toy sandbox city, and I think it's just another floor of Galaxy Toys or perhaps even the top floor. There's a Heartless flying saucer boss that launches missiles, and environmental destruction seems to be the big spectacle name of the game for this boss. The bottom of the boss has this barrier-like effect on him, which I guess is supposed to mean you can't run under him, or it's something you just have to break through later. Sora activates what looks like a limit with Buzz and Woody, and you can see the little yellow electrical effect on the HUD. This is the same one as when Sora teamed up with Goofy in the Orchestra trailer, and also happened when you team up with Mickey in Kingdom Hearts 0.2. I don't necessarily think these limits come from the Link command, since Famitsu described Link in their recap as lending upon power from your friends from afar. However, it's not impossible that you use Link to access this. I have no clue though, since it takes no MP or focus and just seems to happen in the Goofy limit, and now with this Rocket Ruckus limit. Maybe these team-ups are something the party member has to initiate with you through a situation command, as that is how it was in 0.2. Anyway, in Rocket Ruckus, your options are to do Rocket Strike and the finish, which has you throw the rocket at him. Interestingly, this finish looks extremely similar to the big Magic Mountain roller coaster Attraction Flow finisher we saw in the past, way earlier in development. Maybe they scrapped that move and this is the new replacement? The finishes are just so similar that this could be the case, although I see no real reason to remove that attraction flow either. Anyways, next we get to see the second phase of the boss, or at least what I think is the second phase, but for some reason his HP is full. What? Either a development bug thing or he heals himself in his second phase. The whole second phase changing the lighting of the environment reminds me very much of the final boss of Kingdom Hearts 0.2. I just really hope this boss is more well designed than that one, especially in its second phase. Right now I don't really like how it looks with all the long range fighting, but maybe there are methods of getting to fight him up close too that we're just not getting to see in this trailer. Anyways, in this second phase, Sora has to jump on the floating toy pieces to get to the boss. But what I noticed is that there is this auto-correcting mixing in with the actual platforming. This could be a good thing or a bad thing. In 0.2, the auto jumps, I would say, did get in the way of the regular platforming a lot and made things worse a lot of the time. But here it seems the autocorrect is just helping Sora land better on these tiny platforms. You can tell it's automatic because of the tailored landing animation and the little sparkles around Sora as he's landing on these tiny platforms. These little stuffed animals act as a spring that launched Sora super high. Oh hey, would you look at that, there's the little square indicators of platforms you can interact and flow chain with, just like I called them in the last trailer analysis. Cool. In our final gameplay scene, we are back in the Monsters Inc world. Notice in the top left corner there's an extra gauge marked Laugh Power. This is some kind of story objective for making Boo laugh, which as we get to see, Boo is actually out and about roaming around during this fight. Her facial expression on the HUD changes as the Laugh Power bar goes up. Nice touch. In the very back, we also get to see a smaller arrow spell, like I said earlier, probably casted by Donald, and this is what lower level arrow looks like. Sora air slides into a pole to activate the spinning flow motion and then does what looks to be identical to the buzzsaw attack from Dream Drop Distance, except with a lot more range and pull. At the very end of the clip before the cut, we can see Mike Wazowski come in and it almost looks like he gets hit by the soldier here. But nope, what's actually happening is this is an attack of his and he's the one hitting the soldier. We only get a small glimpse of what this is, but this is a special move of his where he rolls up into a ball and then crashes into an enemy. This attack is likely a reference to his joke in the segment of Monsters Inc where he talks about playing dodgeball and then ends with, "I was the fastest one out there, of course I was the ball." Next cut, we get to see Sora activate the level 2 transformation of this Keyblade, Twin Yo-Yos. During the start animation, looking closely in the back, you can actually see Donald casting what looks like a lower level fire spell. Anyways, we barely get to see this form combo, but I think the yo-yo thing is really cool. The finisher has him pull in a target, in this case the large body, and he transforms the yo-yos into what looks like a giant monster-like thing that eats the enemy while hurting the other enemies around it. You'll also notice that whenever Boo's laugh power gauge is full, Sora has this permanent situation command available to him called Scream Strike. I believe this situation command is a story related one and one that is used to maybe end this forced fight. The next cut moves to a cutscene where the whole party gets into a weird scare-like position until Sora decides to grab Mike and make him a ball and bowl him into the Heartless. I believe this little cutscene sequence is the Scare Strike situation command, and may be a situation command used to end this story related fight entirely. The objective of this fight seems to be trying to get Boo to laugh, and in the movie Monsters Inc, the main way they ever got Boo to laugh was for Mike to hurt himself in some way. So the purpose of this Scare Strike move I think is a tactic to get Boo laughing even more, as Sora is literally throwing Mike into enemies, inflicting some pain on him for Boo. Wow, talk about wild, Sora, what is this? In our final gameplay snippet, we have Sora activate the link command once more, but this time he's linking with Meow-Wow. The neutral position for this link here looks very similar to his Meow-Wow link from Dream Drop Distance, although we don't get to see him do anything with Meow-Wow to really see what the link is like. While he's activating the big finish, we do get to see his options were Balloon Rush and Tornado Jump. What's interesting about that is the summon mechanic in the old Kingdom Hearts games let you freely use Sora and his normal combat abilities while having the summon out. If we go just off of this Meow-Wow link footage, it looks like this mechanic does not give Sora that freedom and instead locks you into a couple of options only, and you get to keep your party members instead of losing them like summons in the old games. This makes Link seem like they will be more limited and less versatile than the summons were in the past 2 main Kingdom Hearts games, since it looks like you can't mix up their benefits with Sora's regular Keyblade combat, but only time will tell. Speaking of the finish, I find it very concerning that Sora is able to take damage and get hit on the big cinematic startup of this move. Hopefully they fix that and polish it up later. And with the finish, Meow-Wow gets giant and explodes, giving birth to a bunch of random Dream Eaters, and oh my god, no, not them again, this never ends! I'm kidding, but it's just a cool little cinematic finish that likely does big damage like Mega Flare or something. I just hope that the game can handle this big of an explosion in all of the worlds without the frame rate dying. After the explosion, Sora and his controls are all back to normal. Surprise, surprise, here's Vanitas! In a world where the Unversed return, of course, Vanitas is the organization member for this world. I find it really cool how well Nomura has themed the organization members for the world so far. Toy Story is all about youth and being a kid, and it's young Xehanort there. Tangled has the whole flower gleam and glow thing going on, and we have Marluxia be there, who is closely related with Rose Petals and stuff. And now we have Monsters Inc, where children's emotions like fear and laughter are literally the power source of the world. And Vanitas is a being whose fledgling emotions create the existence of the unversed monsters. Very well done. Anyways, Vanitas is saying that he needs to extract Ventus from within Sora, and Sora probably has no idea what this crazy masked man is talking about.
Vanitas!
But he does blurt out his name. Obviously, this slip from Sora was from Ventus in Sora's heart, recognizing Vanitas, not Sora actually knowing who he is, judging by Sora's confused look after he says that. This kind of thing has happened before in the series, like Roxas when he reacted to Riku's bait comment in their fight from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Ventus.
Dude, I absolutely love how psychotic Japanese Vanitas sounds. And that's our Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer! I'm just kidding, we're not done here. Let's take a quick look at the Don't Think Twice trailer. Just be aware, I'm gonna cut the audio because I don't want to get bodied by copyright on this analysis. Better safe than sorry. There's not a whole lot in this trailer since there's a lot of stuff we've seen before, but there's a couple of tiny things to point out, I suppose. You'll notice that in all of the Olympus scenes now, there's an updated HUD and Sora will be in his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit, reinforcing what we already know, that this world is at the very beginning of Sora's journey in this game. In the Rock Titan fight, there is no focus gauge while Sora's running up the wall. Could it be that they're making this a tutorial fight and having it happen before Sora learns any form of shot lock? Wow, that's a beautiful transformation animation. Super weird how Sora has access to second form while he's literally still in his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit. I'd like to assume that Sora doesn't learn any Keyblade transformations or forms until he gets his new outfit, so this could be a developer mode thing just slipping through the cracks. In the Japanese part of this trailer, we can see Hercules picking up a boulder getting ready to throw it. Cool, probably one of his MP attacks. Quick note, I do find it weird how the rock troll does not stagger when Sora does finishers on him anymore like he used to, but it could just be because he was attacking. Young Xehanort got a neat graphical upgrade, his face is a bit better now. I think it's hilarious how Boo is all happy in this scene here until the second she sees Donald's face and she gets terrified. Girl, if there's anything you should fear, it is this monster right here. Mike Wazowski is walking forward, likely yelling at Vanitas, which I think is kind of funny. I don't know why. This shot of Vanitas holding the power capsule thing is so cool to me. He's just so villainous, and I assume he's making fun of how they get power from children's emotions. Vanitas is just cool, man, I don't know. Maleficent legit doesn't look any better to me since last time we've seen her, and that's funny because I say she's probably the one that needs updates to her model the most. Xemnas' model has been heavily updated. He has a completely different face now and darker skin. He never had skin this dark in previous games, but you could say that this skin looks like how he appears in some artwork. The environment and lighting with Sora, Donald, and Goofy here also looks a lot better than it did before. Very nice. Whoa! I'm mad they didn't let us hear what Riku and Mickey were saying right here. It probably would have made this thing a lot more clear to us.
このキーブレードはもう使えない。だからここに残していくよ。もう一人の俺のために。え?
I know, Mickey. I'm just as confused as you, bro. By the way, did anyone ever tell you that you're looking clean though? Mickey's model seems to have gotten a huge update since 0.2. These are Riku and Mickey's new designs. Looking very nice following that checker theme. I think Riku's new design suits his shorter hair a lot better, and I'm really happy about this. Might just be my favorite Riku design ever, honestly. It's really that good. Mickey's design also follows the same style. And I love that Mickey's hood, even when it's down, has the shape of his ears. So, Riku's way to the Dawn Keyblade broke somehow. This looks like it happened while Riku and Mickey were searching for Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. It's unclear whether or not they found her at the time of this scene. But his Keyblade is broken, and this looks like the first time we see an actual Keyblade break outside of Maleficent being a savage and recoded and breaking a digital key. I don't want to think Keyblades can break purely by physical means, and maybe it has something to do with Riku's heart being fractured or evolving past what he once was? Or maybe someone just broke Riku's heart and it broke his Keyblade too. Regardless, I do think the breaking has something to do with the state of his heart, and maybe he's just not fit to wield it anymore with his entire road to redemption he's gone through. Now, him putting it down and saying it's for his past self or his other self, you could make a million theories on this, I'm sure. Right now, I'm thinking it has something to do with that other Riku he saw inside of Monstro during Dream Drop Distance. He said it was his dark side, but it was never really explained upon any further than that. Is that Riku replica? Is it a time-traveling Riku? Is it a literal manifestation of Riku's past darkness? I don't really know for sure. But he's either leaving it for that Riku here, or by other me, he's simply speaking symbolically and nobody's gonna come and pick up that broken looking Keyblade. Or because this is Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts is wild, he puts it down here because of some time flows weird in the Realm of Darkness, Nomura voodoo BS, and his past self, when he was last here, comes and picks it up, and that's how he got the way to the dawn in the first place ever. I'm just playing, okay? But yeah, you can talk about this Keyblade thing for hours. Whatever it is, this broken Keyblade thing has got everyone going wild. A few days after the trailer, Square did release a new render for Riku that revealed his new Keyblade he gets after this one. It's very similar looking to Fenrir from Kingdom Hearts 2, and a much simpler look, I must say. And I do think it goes well with this Riku. I like it a lot, it's been growing on me. And with that, we have completely analyzed both new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers. The release window still only says 2018, and there was a rumor spread last month that they are confirmed giving a release date at E3. That is not true. There is no confirmation of anyone saying that at the D23 event, so don't let false expectations turn this into something it's not. Now, it's still very likely that they'll give a date at E3, yeah, I'm just saying it was never confirmed. Thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it as I worked very hard on the whole thing. Please give it a like, write me a juicy comment with all your thoughts on this, and subscribe if you haven't already to keep up with all my future work. I've been Sora1, and truly, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later.